So, coronary angiography is actually a technique in radiography. It is an imaging technique in order to identify if there is any block and where exactly that block is existing in the coronary uh, pathway. Now, what is this coronary pathway? It is a set of blood vessels which supply blood to the wall of the heart itself. See, so basically, we are trying to image the arteries in case there is a blockage in them, and we will also be discussing about a corrective measure for the same. You can all see how a catheter has been inserted. Now, generally, this catheter is a very flexible tube which has the ability to inject a dye into the vasculature, and this flexible tube or catheter is mostly introduced in the thigh region, that is via the femoral artery, or nowadays in the wrist through the radial artery, and it is threaded all the way up to the heart, and it is brought exactly at the entrance of the coronary artery circulation. So here you can see the base of the systemic aorta. The base of the systemic aorta is giving out a branch towards the right side, that is the right coronary artery, and it is giving off a branch towards the left side, that is the left coronary artery. So you bring the catheter, you thread it up all the way to the heart, and exactly make sure that it is at the entrance of the coronary circulation, and now you inject a dye, and the dye passes through all the coronary vasculature, and the images are captured, and an x-ray is developed. That x-ray itself is referred to as an angiogram. So angiography is the technique and angiogram is the x-ray that is obtained, and once you see that x-ray you can identify where exactly there is a blockage, because generally wherever there tends to be a blockage, the dye appears to be concentrated in those regions. So you can see how this catheter has been brought all the way up to the base of the systemic aorta, and it is positioned in a way that it is close to the coronary vasculature, and then a dye is injected. You can see, you can imagine this blue colored substance which is depicted in the diagram to be a dye, and that dye passes through the entire vasculature of the coronary arteries, and you can see that the coronary arteries become highlighted, which is captured by the x-ray imaging. That x-ray image is referred to as an angiogram. So you can see an angiogram over here, and see here, probably this is the base of the systemic aorta, and this is the coronary artery vasculature. See, this is the right coronary artery, this is the left coronary artery, and there are regions where the physician or the specialist can identify that if the dye has appeared to concentrate at a particular region, then probably the blood flow over there is being obstructed, and that would indicate that there is a blockage over there. So this mechanism, this entire procedure is called as an angiography, and simultaneously they capture images of it, x-ray images of it, like the one you can see here. In fact, it's a live video that you can actually see on the x-ray monitor. Now this is one of the images that has been captured, a still image that has been captured, and this final image that you can see, from which you can assess whether there is a blockage in the coronary artery, is referred to as an angiogram. So angiography is the technique and angiogram is the x-ray.